My name is Sidebottom. I've been in the Vic squad for, this would be my third season. One of my main successes would be obviously debuting for Victoria 3 seasons ago and obviously taking my first class wicket as we call it. But yeah, that'd be the most success that I've had so far. I guess being a country boy, growing up in the country, not spending a lot of time in the city, so that was one of the big, issues that I had to overcome to get down here and give it a crack. But probably the best bit of advice that I got given from my boss at the time that I was working with was that home was never going to change, and just go down and give it a crack and don't be afraid. If you need to come home, home's always going to be here. So that sort of gave me a lot of confidence to come down and train with Carlton first of all, and to meet the guys, and the guys were all fantastic, and that helped a lot. And I just thought, stuff it, let's give it a crack, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can always move home. But growing up, it was sort of the likes of Brett Lee and Glenn McGrath being fast bowlers themselves, and being a young bloke that liked to try and run in and bowl fast, and Brett Lee was that bloke that was in Test cricket at the time, bowling upwards of 150 k's an hour. So being a young bloke trying to replicate that, I guess, just running in and trying to bowl as fast as I can. But since I've got a bit older, it's obviously changed, and I'd probably say my 2 eldest brothers would be high up in that as well, because I've always wanted to do what they've done, and I've been lucky enough to do that with them, and then obviously go on to bigger and better things. So it's a bit of a tough one at the moment. I probably haven't got one at the moment, but growing up, it would be probably those two guys, Glenn McGrath, Brett Lee, and my 2 older brothers. So. The hardest time of my career would probably be the second season I spent at Carlton. I got a stress fracture in my back, so I had a good 6 to 8 month break from sport in general. I guess the hardest thing about that was being a country kid. Growing up, you either played footy in the winter or cricket in the summer, so you're always playing something. And for a bloke that's done that for most of his life, to tell him that you've got to sit down and you can't be involved to an extent that you want to be, I guess it was a real tough period in my career, to be honest, just to sit back and watch guys that your mates go out and do what you want to do and what you can't do at that stage. It just it just got to me a little bit. It just sort of hit a nerve that I could be out there doing that, but I'm injured, and it just gets you down in the dumps a little bit. I guess the best bit of advice that I could give would be, to never give up. Obviously, people develop at different rates. So for myself, I never grew till I was sort of 18. So I was always, I was never big enough, never strong enough, never good enough. Up until sort of that time where I grew and become a little bit stronger and taller, and my sport got a little bit better. But just in sport. In sport in general, just don't give up. You may not be picked in the teams that you want to be, but things will change. There's obviously things that you can work on for the next thing, but just don't give up, and just give it your 100% effort every time you go out to do something.